Hello there, I'm Christine, professional tarot reader, and today we're going to talk about the Moon card 18. I've just got some notes I want to sort of draw on because there's quite a little bit to talk about with the Moon when we look at what's going on with it. It's a little bit, when the Moon card turns up in a reading, it's like this sort of game of hide and seek. Now you see me, now you don't. There's a lot of confusion there. As you can see with this card, you've got two animals, and they seem to be guarding this horizontal line here. You've got horizontal lines there, like that. There's this sort of cutting off with it. So there's this other side of the Moon that is really unknown. It's a feeling of things being concealed, because in the Marseilles we have the crustacean, crayfish, lobster, whatever you want to call him, hidden down in the waters of the depth of the unknown there. And water is emotional, and so this feeling of deception and illusion that misleads us and leads to confusion. Now, some say, well, with being an 18, 8 and 1 is 9, so you have that ending number with the 9, so it's not going to last forever. So it's a short-term thing while it comes up in a reading. Generally, timing, it would be 28 days, 1 month, or to the next full moon, if you're looking at that thing ongoing, depending on what you're asking it. But it's definitely a card of things are not what they seem. There's often lies and confusion. The Moon sends us back to our dreams. Now, when it gets into the astrological connections, some people feel it's connected to, well, obviously, it is water, because you've got the water there. But in Marseille, it's also connected to Capricorn. Now, that is the towers. That is the lies and the deception of big government that you see going on with it all. Things are not what they are seeming. But it also, the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, which is to do with the home and the emotions and the past and the childhood and the family. So you can see how does that relate to that, and it all does. When you look at the colors, you have the royal blue of, it's a time of intuition and trusting your own inner wisdom. The gold, or the yellow there, is that you need to center yourself. You need to create a space free from the tension of the past and about anxiety of the future. And the red is that you can't do very much at the moment because there's not a lot of red there. However, you do need to have a sense of determination during this time to be able to wait it out, if you like. If it's in a relationship reading, you just often don't know what to believe. There will be often a lie to discover. There's some sort of confusion, some sort of mistrust. There's very lot of uncertainty. In work, it's about people wanting to keep other people in the dark so they can manipulate a situation, and there's changes brewing and going on behind the scenes, and there's often like a past component to it. With money, it is often a question about inheritance and division of property here, dividing of property here. And in health, it can be about dramas and that sort of difficult sense of anxiety and pain. For me, it represents a time of instability where we have this constant shift and change in circumstances. We have hidden enemies, secret agendas, and often a sense of betrayal. You may feel during this time of confusion that you are experiencing, or your client is experiencing, visions or dreams, and it is a difficult and sensitive time for the person you're reading for, whether it's yourself or someone else. You could recommend that they journal or take up some sort of creative pursuit to help distract them so they can be the best that they can be during this time as it passes. As I said, with timing, it can be next Monday, depends what you've asked. See, I always set timing when I'm setting the reading, like what can I expect in the next 7 days, the next 2 weeks, or next 3 months. But if you haven't done that, you can assume that maybe it's 28 days or till the next full moon as a general guide. The next card we have that flows on, well, before this we have the star, and we've talked about the star, and then after this we have the moon. After the moon we have the sun, I'm very sorry. And this moves us from beyond the passages of confusion, of darkness. We burst into a sense of sunlight, and that's why I sort of wanted to have them together like that, because it's almost like if you're having this Rick card, I should really get the star out, and then the sun turns up afterwards, you almost can well, she's nice if she turns up afterwards too. You can have this breath of things are going to be proved, and you're going to have some guidance there with that. If you have the death, it would be something's ending, going to end for sure. It will take time. Whatever you're going through might take longer than you need, or you might need more healing. You might need to see a health professional, just to sort of give you a bit of a guide. But getting back to what I was saying, it's always I'll put her there. It's always very good to see the sun in any reading, because it corresponds with the sun, because it shines on us. It corresponds with Leo, but also it can correspond with Gemini, because in this card this is a 2. Now if you look at the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, you have one child on a horse, and Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sign of Leo is about children. So you sort of get you can see where it can all link, but you don't have to know a lot about it. It's just a little bit of background. This card is about the strength of your desires, the confidence, and your ability to create the reality that you want. The sun is about bringing light into the situation. So, and it's about very happiness. This is often I see people on center stage. It can be people, you and I, against the world, don't worry, whatever's going on here, we have each other, and we'll face it together, sort of stuff. It's always the best card for love. Always, forever, always, getting married, having children, all your wishes are granted. It's the most true card of love, which I'm going to get to more about at the moment. In work, it's about receiving honours and awards and being shone in the spotlight. With money, there's money. It can be luck, it can be a jackpot. Getting money from all the work that you've done, it's a very good money card. And with health, it's about getting your energy back, being revitalized. But also watch your skin, because if you're here in Australia or any other continent, sun cancer. So you've got to make sure, yes, the sun is wonderful. We love the sun. We worship the sun. My goodness, in winter we need to get out in the sun, and it's important for our vitamin D. But also, way too much sun can have its problems as well. So that brings me next to the Lovers card, and I wanted to talk about these two together, because for years and years, and even still today, when this card turns up in a reading, people go, oh God, it's the Lovers card. I knew it was right. But the Marseilles card, the lover is at a crossroads. You've got a beautiful angel face Cupid that is very lovely, with the poisoned arrow, provoking temptation and sowing confusion into a situation. The central character here is hesitating. Do I choose between this one or that one? Doubt is at the middle of this card, and it's when we find ourselves in doubt. It's almost as tricky as this one. So the feelings can find themselves at a dead end because there's all this weighing up. This card is ruled by Libra, yes, and it reminds us to better to act than to suffer. So a decision has to be made. The future of this couple is uncertain, and hopes are dashed, and you can be in this state of uncertainty. With work, it's about getting stuck, things that were going one way having a backflip. It can be also losing your job because there's been some backstabbing, talking. In money, it can be about debts, loss of money sometimes because of a third party in debt. That's why there's the debt involved with that. And it can be a time of being paralyzed by not knowing what to do as far as health goes, which can be detrimental. It is a test. When hearts multiply, it's that third wheel stuff, three's a crowd. And whilst you have the passion and the need to have the energy with the red to do things, to make that decision and hurry up and make a decision, because you've got a lot more red in this card. You can see he's torn between doing what is right and doing what is trusting his inner wisdom. Will I make the right decision with the blue? And once again, you've got the goal to maybe step back from a situation and center yourself. He is in the center, but it is a very tricky situation, because in the times of the Marseilles, people didn't marry for love and romance like we have seen since the Romantic era. People married for property. Marriages were arranged. It was, as I said, it was often about joining land and status and things like that. Marriages were made as a survival thing. And this person may be married to this one because it's been arranged and it's the right thing to do because it keeps the money in the area and good survival. But then there's a third person because this might be the true love. And so it harks back to another era. So as I said, it is a crossroads card. And when we look at the Rider-Waite Smith, we see in the middle of it the path to remind us that you are at a crossroads, and that's how you have to deal with it, because it's not easy. And there's this radical decision to be made. You're facing this test. It's about choice, and it's not easy. It can be brutal, and you risk being overtaken. So if you want to look at these cards, I'll move the star out of the way for a bit. Faced with a decision and being really stressed out of it, but don't worry, the right decision will be made. Or maybe you made the wrong decision and now you're stressed that you've done it's not worked out the way you wanted it to work out. So that was why I chose to put the Lovers together with the Sun, so it gave me a chance to just demonstrate that when you're reading Marseille, it is done that way. But having said that, read it how you want. If someone, and it's also contextual, just to put a spanner in the works, if someone was wanting to meet someone else and they said, oh, I really want to get out and meet someone else, I want to start seeing someone again, I'm sick of being on my own, the answer to this question would be to let other people know. Involve other people. Put the word out there. Take up all the invitations that you get. start mingling, talking, and mixing with other people, messing with them. So I hope that's made sense. Let me know what you think and how you read the Sun card, not the Sun card, or how you read the Lovers card, and about how you deal with the Moon card when it turns up in a read. Sorry about the vibrations, I'm a bit banging there, haven't I been? So, thanks once again. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.